Merry after Christmas, post Christmas, pre New Year's. Uh, I got Christmas presents and things like that this year and gave some away, of course. But I didn't get one that I really wanted, and I was really hoping that McDonald's trans fat and saturated fats would have done their job. But unfortunately, they did not save us from tyranny this year as I was hoping. The orange one is still here, which I have to give them credit for surviving. I mean, with such an unhealthy diet, just totally out of shape, um, mentally fogged, and everything like that. The fact that he's still alive and sitting on a toilet is pretty impressive. That he's still out there doing that. So I started thinking that maybe I'm going about this the wrong way. Instead of trying to deny him all the things that he wants and craves and desires and lusts after, maybe we should give him those things. We should maybe like offer him $5 billion to leave. Just leave. Here's $5 billion. I mean, that's more than all the grifting is going to get you in the 3 years that you have left in your presidency. Go somewhere else, or heck, Elon Musk. Have him develop a rocket for you and take you up to the moon. And it can be yours. Trump. You can have it. We'll even light it up so that it's orange. Because we know you like that color on that. So you could own it. So Trump would own the moon, which is what he wants. He wants to own real estate, and he can build a Trump Tower there or whatever he wants to do up there. But then he'd be out of our hair, so we wouldn't have to be put up with him. And he wouldn't have to steal it to get it. We would just actually just give it to him. I know that's different for him. He's used to stealing the stuff. But he wants other stuff, including properties and money. He wants fame. Okay, fine. You can have your own MAGA TV channel that's paid for, that goes to anywhere you want it to do, North Korea, Russia, your MAGA people down in the South, and so you'd have your own TV channel. You call it whatever you want to, and you can play Trump all day, every day. That's okay. You can have the TV channel, so you have your fame. We can name a street after you. Heck, I'd be okay with, for now at least, naming Washington D.C. after you, or heck, a whole state. I mean, it's got to be a MAGA state, of course. So Alabama, maybe, could be the state of Donald J. Trump. I'm okay with that. So I mean, it's also going to be temporary. I mean, it only has to be until McDonald's does their job. So you'd have the money that you want, Trump. You'd have the fame that you want. Now you need your sycophants. So your Steve Millers and your Pam Bondys, Mike Johnson's, Pete Headsmith, Kash Patel would all have to go up there with you as well. And but we're not. We're not going to give you one thing that you do want. You can want a girl. We don't want to go that far. Not that I think that Trump is sexually active anymore. I'm pretty sure he can't, do stuff like that anymore. But he's got his fantasies that he likes to live over again. So I kind of had a thought on how to fix that as well. We could have AI videos made of him molesting little girls, or little girls getting molested. They would not be real girls. They would not be real girl faces or anything like that. They're not going to be ones that would be shown anywhere other than Trump up in the moon. And, well, wait. Any other pedophiles that we catch would be sent up to the moon as well. So they're all up there. If it includes Clinton, whoever, I don't care, who the pedophile is, send them up there. So you can all be up there, so the moon could be, filled with all the pedophiles, and they can have AI, videos, that they can do whatever they want to do with them. So anyway, so we could give him the moon. We give him a TV channel of his own. We give him $5 billion. We give him a sycophants. We give him a McDonald's self-serve restaurant with maybe robots running it or something like that. And I think it's funny, McDonald's, Donald J. Trump. I'm surprised he hasn't come out yet saying that McDonald's was named after him. I'm surprised he hasn't said that yet. So anyway, we would also serve his pedophile nature. Heck, we could even name the moon after him. I'd be okay with that. Name the moon after Trump. I'm okay with it. Because while he's gone, when he's off this earth, we can rebuild all the stuff he's torn down. And, just make America great for once. I mean, again, I've never known what make America great again he's talking about, because there's so many things in our history that were not great. How we treated women, how we treated slaves, how we treat other countries. There are a lot of things that we don't do that are great. There are things that we do that are great. World War II, when we were the ally that Europe needed, and we helped them win that war. So we've got great things in our past, and one of the great things we have in our past is how we take care of our people, and that's Social Security, which he's trying to get rid of. It's healthcare, which he's trying to get rid of. So the things that are making America great again can happen if he's not here. So that's why that was on my Christmas list. He needs to be gone. And naming it after him, I'm fine with that, with it being temporarily. I mean, it belongs to have his name on it anyway. I mean, he moons us all the time anyway. So anyway, once the cheeseburgers have done their job, we can celebrate tearing all these things down. So we can tear his name off signs, off buildings, off streets, off the moon, off everything, and we can make it a new Independence Day, Independence from Tyranny Day, from fascism. Be like a new 4th of July, except we don't know the date yet, because it would be the date that McDonald's does its job. So anyway, that was what I wanted to talk about today, with Christmas being here and the Christmas spirit, and knowing that the world will be a better place, can be a better place. But this guy here is perhaps the worst person that I can think of. Definitely the worst person in my lifetime, that has ever existed. So shame on me for wanting somebody to not be there. But I'm like I said, I'm okay with just getting rid of him, have him go somewhere else, just not be in charge of us again, and not go after people in our country. Not hurt people, not go after them criminally, not go after them with ICE agents, with masks on. These ICE agents have, I can't wait for the trial afterwards, where all these people here go on trial themselves for things that they did that were in violation of our Constitution. So anyway, have a good New Year when it comes up. I don't know if I'm going to do another video before that. We'll see. If not, I'll say Happy New Year then. So thank you for watching and listening and all that. And if you have any comments, be curious to hear what you say. Even the people that disagree with me, I'm okay with, with having civil debate with people. And if you want to check out my website, www.normcowie.com. That's COWIE. So take care, everybody. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye.